Columbus Control Center, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Isa Jules Grancier at the Columbus Control Center. How do you hear me?
Jules at Call CC, I hear you loud and clear. Space station is ready.
Perfekt. Wir haben hier ein paar Schüler der Grundschule Alling, die ein paar Fragen für dich haben.
We have some students from the elementary school, and we have some questions for you.
Guten Tag.
Hello, my name is Miriam. Hi, Miriam. What is the reason for your stay on ISS? Hello, Miriam. Nice to hear your voice. I have a photo of you and your classmates when you were on a school excursion. You're with me up here in the ISS. I'm just going to let it float. And you can see the iPad does not fall down.
Das ist auch der Grund, warum wir hier oben sind.
And that's the reason that we're up here.
Weil hier oben die Dinge anders sind.
Because things are different up here. Things move differently and without weight. And that's why we can do scientific experiments, which would be impossible to do on Earth. And these experiments we're doing up here, and that's why we can get very important information in order to improve life on Earth. For example, to discover new medicines, to help humans cultivate plants in areas where it's difficult to grow plants. And that's the reason why we're up here. That's why we do our research up here and live up here. My name is Tim, and I wanted to ask you, does the rocket launch cause much pollution?
Ja, hallo Tim.
Yes, hello Tim.
Es ist ja so, dass die Raketen, mit denen wir hier starten,
the fact is that the rockets that launch us, the Russian Soyuz, and they use oxygen and kerosene. And they're the same as in airplanes and cars. And so they do pollute the environment just a little bit. And that's the problem when you have a lot of cars and a lot of planes, and you have a lot of pollution. And if we had a lot of rockets, rocket starts don't take place very much. And so they use 1/3 of the fuel used by an airplane. And airplanes start and several hundred times a day. Because they're rarer, they do pollute a little bit, but not nearly to the extent as the airplanes do. Hello, I'm Annika, and I'd like to know the main thing people can do better on Earth to protect it. And do you have any resolutions on your daily life after you return to Earth? That's a very good point, of course. It's, of course, important because the last question was about polluting the atmosphere by the rocket launches. Can we do something to improve things? And that's why we're up here. We look down on Earth from ISS. And we can see what's happening. And we can see things that don't run so well on Earth. That pollution is taking over. That there's some things that we had better correct. For example, when people burn down forests, and that's something that we can see up here. For me personally, I've gained a new insight on how fragile the Earth and how small it is, and that the atmosphere is very, very thin. It looks like just a little haze. I have a globe here. And if you consider this as being the Earth, The atmosphere is thinner than my pinky. You can imagine it being that thin. And if you see it from the outside, it just looks as though you could blow it away with one breath. And that's something that I wasn't really so aware of before. And that's an impression I would like to take back to Earth, that people would recognize how important and how fragile our Earth is. And that leads to a lot of things being improved on Earth. And everyone has to decide for himself what he can do to take better care of the Earth. I want to convey that impression that the Earth is very fragile, and then everyone can decide for himself what he can improve. There are several things I want to do better when I return on Earth. And there's something everybody can do to treat our little blue planet a little bit better. Hello, I'm Felix. I'd like to know, what exactly can you see from the ISS? Can you see signs of deforestation or plastic waste swimming in the oceans? Hello, Felix. That's a very good question. When I fly over Europe, I can also see, Europe all at once. I can see Iceland on one side and Turkey on the other side. So you have a vast panorama. But even though it's very, very far away, some things are easy to see. At night, when I fly over Paris at night, I can see the Eiffel Tower. On the oceans, I can see, I can't see plastic pollution, plastic waste, but I can see deforestation very, very clearly. If I fly over the Amazon rainforest, I can see huge areas where there's no more forest, and I can see forest fires from space because of the smoke. And that the rainforest continues to be burned down day by day. And of course, that's not a very nice sight to see from up here. Hello, I'm Marcus. My question is, can you see our village Alling, or can you recognize people?
Ja, hallo.
Hello.
Alling habe ich, glaube ich, noch nicht ganz
I
gesehen.
don't think I've quite seen Alling. And I think the reason for that is that I'm not quite sure exactly where it is, and it's very difficult to recognize. It took me a long time to recognize my own hometown, Künzelsau. It's very small. It's not like Munich. Munich I could see very easily. Künzelsau and Alling are not that easy to see because you fly over them so quickly. You have, it's fewer than 10 seconds. It's less than you can even hold your breath, and then you, it's very difficult. It's easier than, more difficult than seeing something on an atlas, because there are no borders delineating up here. It's not very easy to see, and the whole of Europe is just one huge area, and seeing one particular town is very difficult. And it took me a month to recognize for the first time my own hometown of Künzelsau. Hello, I'm Marilena. My question is, how is daily life in space? For example, do you have a washing machine up there?
Ja, the
daily life is, it's a little bit like taking a camping trip. That's how that's how I imagined it before I came up here, and it turned out to be that way. You don't have all the comforts of home, but it's a lot of fun. One thing you don't have is a washing machine. We only wear our clothing, wear them once. We wear them for more than one day, but it's only one time. For example, my T-shirt I wore for 1 week, and then it gets thrown away. We don't have a washing machine. Maybe the engineers are working on it. Perhaps that might be a nice project for you and your classmates, to design a washing machine that would work up here. And I, for one, would be very glad of it. Hello, I'm Benny. Do the days pass the same up there in space, and does your watch work as on Earth?
Ja, Benny.
Hello,
Die Zeit
Benny.
hier oben, die
The
ist
time up
ein
here
bisschen komisch,
is a little
weil
bit funny.
ich war jetzt ein halbes Jahr hier oben.
I've been
Und
up
das
here for
halbe Jahr
half
hat
a
sich
year,
angefühlt,
and
wie
this half year has
wenn's
felt
ganz schnell vorbeigegangen
as if
ist.
it's just
Das heißt, die
flown
Zeit,
by.
ja, wenn man so
It's-
schaut, wie es sich anfühlt, die rast hier oben.
The-
Das
the
ist das,
time
weil es
just
hier oben so viel Spaß macht, weil man so viele
zooms
neue
by.
Erlebnisse hat. Es ist ungefähr so wie die Schulferien. Ja,
It's
da vergeht
it's
die
just
Zeit ja
like
auch immer sehr
your
viel
school
schneller,
vacation,
als wenn Schule ist. Und
which
so ist es
passes
hier
more
oben auch.
quickly than time during school. And
Dann,
it's
wenn ich
a
aber auf
little
meine
bit like that
Armbanduhr
up here. And
schaue,
if I look
die
at my
geht
watch,
ganz normal. Die zeigt jede
my
Sekunde
watch
ganz normal
goes
an.
completely
Und
normally,
ich sag
and
dir
I can
schon,
see
dass
the
es, glaub ich,
seconds.
kein physikalischer Effekt ist.
There's
Die
no
Zeit hier
physical
oben
effect on
ist, glaub ich,
time or
ganz
on my watch
normal.
up here. The
Es ist
time
nur
up here
so,
is
dass
normal.
es so viel Spaß macht, im All
It's
zu
just
sein,
that it's
dass
so
man
much
einfach
fun
die
to be
Zeit
in space.
fliegen sieht.
Time just flies when you're up here.
Hallo, ich bin der Lukas.
Hello, I'm Lucas.
Frage lautet, fühlen sich die Knochen in der Schwerelosigkeit genauso an?
How do your bones in microgravity
Ja,
feel
hallo
the same
Lukas.
as on Earth?
Die Knochen
Hello,
fühlen
Lucas.
sich tatsächlich genauso an in der
Yes, indeed,
Schwerelosigkeit. Die
our
mögen
bones
das
feel exactly the
eigentlich,
same.
zum Beispiel vom Gefühl her, mag man das, weil man sich ja nicht so sehr anstrengen muss.
Yes,
Man
it's
kann
a
ganz
nice
leicht
feeling because you don't
schweben
have to try so hard. You just
muss seine
float very
Knochen nicht
easily,
stark
and you
belasten
don't have
und
to
deswegen
put a
fühlt
lot
sich
of
alles toll
energy
an.
into your
Das
bones to
Problem
move.
dabei ist aber,
But the
dass
problem
unsere
is
Knochen darauf reagieren, weil die
the
wissen
the
nicht,
bones
dass wir
react to
Welt
that, and
denken,
our bones
hoppla,
don't know
wir
that
werden
we
ja gar
are
nicht mehr
in
gebraucht,
space, and
also
so we're not
verschwinden wir.
needed anymore.
Und so,
Anymore,
wenn man
so,
die Knochen nicht belastet, dann werden die
Bones
jeden
just
Tag
sort
ein
of
kleines
atrophy
Stückchen
and
weniger
they
und
reduce
würden
in
dann am
size a
Schluss
little bit.
so schwach werden,
And in the
dass
end, they
man,
would be
wenn man
so
landen
weak.
würde, vielleicht sein Skelett einen gar nicht mehr richtig tragen würde.
And the
Und das
result
Gleiche
would be
passiert mit
that
den
when you
Muskeln.
land,
Die Muskeln, wenn man die nicht
your
gebraucht,
bones
dann
wouldn't
werden die
carry
sehr
you
viel
anymore.
weniger. Das
And the
kennt man,
same
wenn
is
man
true of your
einen gebrochenen
muscles.
Arm hat und einen Gips hat, dann,
It's
wenn der
like
Gips wegkommt, nach
having
6 Wochen ist der Arm ganz
having
dünn
a
und die
cast
Muskeln ganz schwach.
on your arm,
Und das
and
Gleiche passiert hier
your
oben auch. Und
muscles grow
damit
smaller. And
eben
after 6
das nicht
weeks, when the
passiert,
cast
weil
is
das
removed,
natürlich eine
they
schlechte
feel
Sache
weak.
für uns ist, weil wir dann nicht mehr laufen könnten nach
Yes,
dem
of course,
Landen auf der Erde.
this is a
Machen wir
bad
jeden
thing for
Tag
us.
2,5 Stunden Sport.
We
Direkt gleich nach
exercise 2.5
diesem
hours every day to
Termin jetzt
prevent
werde
any
ich
of this
hier hinter
damage.
mir aufs
For example,
Laufband schwingen und
uh,
1/2 Stunde lang
immediately
schnell
when
laufen
this
gehen, damit
interview
das
is
nicht
over,
passiert.
I'm going to go on the treadmill, and I'm going to, in order to make sure that this does not happen to me.
Hallo Alex, ich bin der
Hello, Alex.
Landen Sie
I'm
auf dem
Tim.
Festland oder auf dem Meer?
When you return to Earth, will you land on the mainland or on the ocean?
Ja, hallo Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Voraussichtlich und hoffentlich landen wir auf dem Festland.
Presumably,
weil
and
dafür
the Soyuz
konstruiert ist, dass sie
capsule
in
is
der
designed
Steppe von Kasachstan landet. Da ist
it
ein
is
ganz,
designed
ganz
to
großes
land
Gebiet, wo nur flach
in
ist,
the,
keine Bäume, nur ein paar Sträucher, da
steppe
wohnt
of
niemand.
Kazakhstan, and
da landen wir an
it's
dem
a very
Fallschirm
barren
und
area
kurz
with
bevor
just a
wir
few
auf dem Boden
brushes
landen,
and
in
trees.
einer Höhe von so einem 3/4
And just
Meter
before we
über dem
land,
Boden, ungefähr
about
so viel,
3/4 of a meter
die zünden wir
before we
den
land, we have some
Einschlag.
braking
Man kann ja die Landung als
rockets
Landung bezeichnen, aber in Wirklichkeit ist es so ein
to
Einschlag,
break
der
our
fühlt sich ziemlich
fall.
hart an.
It's going to be kind of a hard
Damit die
fall
Landung noch mal ein bisschen abgebremst wird, haben wir
to,
Bremsraketen.
in order
Und dann,
to slow
ja,
down our
sind wir
landing,
in der
and
Steppe
then
von Kasachstan
and then
und
we're
hoffen,
in the
dass
middle
ein
of
paar Helikopter
Kazakhstan,
kommen und uns
and
helfen,
we will hope
damit
that
wir aus der
a few
Kapsel rausklettern können und uns
helicopters
dann
will
nach Hause
come and
fliegen.
help us out of our capsule and help us fly home.
Hallo, ich bin die Helena und meine Frage
Hello, my
ist,
name is Elena.
welche Ausbildungen mussten Sie machen,
My
damit Sie
question is, what kind of
Astronaut auf
training
der
did you
ISS
do
werden
to
durften?
become an astronaut on the ISS?
Ja, hallo.
Hello.
Wenn man Astronaut werden will,
If you
kann
want to
man im
become an
Prinzip,
astronaut,
alles Mögliche machen.
you can
Das
do all
Wichtige
kinds of
ist, dass
things. The
man
most
gut drin
important
ist und dass es einem Spaß macht.
the important
Also
thing is that
für mich,
you're
ich
good
war ja
at it
Geophysiker. Ich
and
bin
that that it's
Wissenschaftler also
fun.
gewesen. Ich habe mich
I
um
was
Erdbeben
a
gekümmert,
geophysicist.
habe Vulkane
I
erforscht.
was
Aber das ist nicht der einzige Weg, um
investigated
Astronaut zu werden. Man
volcanoes
kann zum
and
Beispiel
earthquakes,
Mediziner
but,
sein, man
but you
kann
could be a
Pilot sein,
a
man kann
physician,
Ingenieur sein.
you can be an
Man kann aus
engineer,
unterschiedlichen Fachrichtungen kommen. Das Wichtige ist, dass man
an
gut in der
astrophysicist.
Schule aufpasst, dass man gut
Most
darin ist,
important
was man
thing
tut,
is
und dass man sich
to be
automatisch
good
immer
at it
das
in
tut, was
school,
einem Spaß macht.
and that
Wenn man
you
dann
do
zum
what you
Astronauten
really enjoy.
auserkoren wurde, dann muss man nochmal
And then,
5 Jahre
if you're
quasi
chosen
zur
as an
Schule gehen, auf
astronaut,
die Astronautenschule,
you have to
die
attend
Ausbildung machen
astronaut
und dann
school for
lernt man
5
all
years.
diese Dinge,
And
ja,
that's
wie
where
man
you
hier
learn
oben auf der
all
Raumstation
these things
lebt,
that you
wie so
have
eine
to do up
Raumstation
here, how you
funktioniert,
work
was
up
für
here,
Systeme
how
da sind,
everything
wofür all diese Kabel sind,
functions,
die wir an der
what all
Decke
these
hängen.
cables
Und all
are.
das lernt man dann, wenn man mal Astronaut ist. Aber
And
dafür ist
that's
es
what
nicht
you
so
learn
wichtig, was man vorher gemacht hat.
once you're in astronaut school. But the most important thing is what you do before you become an astronaut.
Ich bin der Florian.
Hello, I'm Florian.
Welche Experimente Sie dort oben machen?
And my question is what kind of experiments you carry out up there. Hello, Florian. That's a very good question. We do a lot of experiments up here. You can see all this equipment behind me are all part of very small experiments. We have more than 160 experiments going on here. I could talk to you for hours about these experiments. Many of them are concerned improving treatment of illnesses on Earth. It sounds funny that we can learn more about this up here. For example, we learned that bones and muscles atrophy up here. And there's some diseases that people have on Earth where their bones or muscles atrophy on Earth. And we can make this happen more quickly up here, and we can carry out very important experiments up here in order to produce better medications to treat these illnesses at home. We research plants which can grow in very arid soil. This would help people who live in very arid regions on Earth so that they can grow plants and have more to eat. And these are two of the very important things that we do up here.
Hallo, ich bin der Florin. Und ich wollte fragen, ob Sie
Hello, I'm Florin.
schauen können. Und haben Sie überhaupt freie
I'd like to know, can you watch television up there, and do you have any leisure time during the day? Hello. Yeah, we have a little bit of leisure time. We have about an hour's time free. Okay, I take a lot of that time to look out the window because for me that's the most important thing. I love looking at the Earth. Afterwards, I don't have that much opportunity to do that. Of course, ground control, mission control often sends up some television programs for us that they send up to us. And I'm planning to look out the window after dinner because that really is my favorite way of spending my free time.
Hallo, Alex.
Hello, Alex. I'm Benjamin. I'd like to know how big the ISS is, how was it constructed, and how was it taken up into space? Okay, the ISS is about as big as a soccer field because of the solar panels with which we generate energy. If I get out of the way a little bit, there's a very long tunnel that goes about 80 meters in that direction. There are about 10 or 12 modules that are all attached to each other in which we live. The space inside is about the size of a 747 inside. It's one of like a big jet plane that you fly over the ocean with. And the ISS came into space. It was constructed as modules. And the modules were transported into space individually with a space shuttle or a Russian rocket, and then they were attached to each other up here in space. And many of these parts were just attached to each other for the first time up here in space. And it was a little bit nerve-wracking because we didn't know if everything would fit exactly. And it took more than 1,000 people to construct this, and 16 different countries collaborated to put all this together, and it really is quite incredible.
Hallo, ich bin die Lisa.
Hello, my name is Lisa.
Anderen Planeten könnte es noch ein
Have you ever been to another planet? And could it be possible that there's another planet just like Earth? Hello, Lisa. I've often been to another planet, but unfortunately only in my dreams. Because I think, wouldn't that be fantastic? And in reality, that has not happened yet. Because at the moment, we don't have a spacecraft that can fly to another planet, but but it shouldn't take long before that's possible. And who knows, maybe one day you'll travel to another planet. We have to do some more research, but I think it's within the realm of possibility. If you look out there, if you look at the stars, there are probably more stars than there are grains of sand along sand on the beach. And if you take up a handful of sand and try to start to count them, that gives you some idea. And if you really were to count all of them, there would still be more stars than those grains of sand. And among them, there could be some planets that might be just like Earth. And I'm thinking that there's something that's very interesting out there. And maybe there is a planet out there that looks very similar to our Earth. Thank you very much, Alex.
That concludes the event here in Call CC.
Vielen Dank
Thank you very much, and all the best to you. It was nice to have you here today. It was a lot of fun for me. And take care of our little planet Earth. It would make me. I would love to talk to all of you when I'm back on Earth. All the best to you.